Well, hello, lovely people. Welcome back to another fun edition of equations. Today, we are talking about multi-step equations, right? So fun, and it's kind of like a very complex order of operation problem. But instead of using the order of operations, we use something called take five, and that's how we solve multi-step equations with both the variables on both sides or the variables on one side. So, step one, you're going to distribute any parentheses. We're going to talk about this distributive property, and I'll show you how to do that. Then you're going to combine like terms. So anything similar, we're going to combine them together. Then you're going to do the inverse. You're going to move the variable from one side. So you're going to make sure that there's just one variable on one side of the equation. Then you'll add or subtract to move the constant, and then multiply or divide to remove the coefficient. So let's actually dive in and get into some of these. So here I have 3x plus 4, and then I have parentheses 2x plus 5 equals negative 24. So the first thing we need to do is distribute the parentheses. We want to get rid of these parentheses. We do that by using something called the distributive property. We're going to take the number on the outside, which is being multiplied by this, what's on the inside, and we're going to distribute that number, which kind of means to pass out, right? If we were in class right now, I would be passing out these notes. I would distribute them. So we're going to pass that positive 4 out to the 2x and out to the 5 by multiplying those together. So I'm going to take 3x, bring that down, plus. Okay, so 4 times 2x is 8x. 4 times 2 is 8. And then I add that x back in. And 4 times 5 is 20. And that equals negative 24. So I got rid of those parentheses. Now I'm going to combine like terms. So there's two numbers here that have that variable x. So I'm going to combine those. So 3 plus 8 is 11x plus 20 equals negative 24. And just like that, I now have a two-step equation, which we've been practicing. So I move the constant. That says plus 20, so I'm going to subtract 20 from both sides. So now 11x equals negative 44. And I'm sure you kind of see the answer now, but I'm going to divide each side by that coefficient. And negative 44 divided by 11 is negative 4. But like all good mathematicians, we have to go back and check our work. So I'm going to type in just the left-hand side of the equation. And remember, I want it to equal negative 24. So let's do 3x plus 4, parentheses, 2x plus 5. So how do we check our work? We're going to plug in what we got for the value of x. We got x equals negative 4. And just like that, see right here where it says negative 24, that means we're correct because it was supposed to be negative 24. So we can use that calculator to check our work, right? Super smart to do. All right, let's do one more together. Same steps. We're going to get rid of those parentheses using that distributive property. But for this one, we need to be careful. It says 9j minus 3, parentheses, j plus 2 equals 24. That minus 3 is important. We kind of read that like a negative 3. So when we distribute the 3, we have to distribute that negative sign too. So I'm going to bring down that 9j, and then I'm going to say negative 3 times j is negative 3j. But negative 3 times positive 2 is negative 6. So be careful with those signs. Remember, a negative times a positive is a negative, and that equals 24. So now I'm going to combine like terms. 9j minus 3j. So 9 minus 3 is 6. J minus 6 equals 24. Now let's move that constant. I'm going to add 6 to both sides. I have 6j equals 30. And for those of you really good at your facts, you can now see once we divide by 6, that j equals 5. Right? Just like that, we got our answer. So let's double check that we're correct. Let's type it back in. 9j minus 3. J plus 2, and I close that parentheses. Now I tell the calculator j equals 5. And boom, I get my answer, 24, which means I am correct because I'm basically a genius. And I love equations. So just make sure you take it one step at a time, one line at a time, using that Take 5 method. Let me know if you have any questions. Love ya. Bye.